for Heian Yondan, we're going to move slowly. So we step out, nice and slow. Then there's a quick movement as we shift sides, then nice and slow. We move into our Juji-uke block, Morote-uke. And then the next part I correct quite a bit. Hi, welcome to our short video of the month. We're going to be continuing our common correction of Heian kata series with Heian Yondan now. So again, if you have not gone back and looked at my previous videos, I've been doing these common corrections on all the Heians. I started with Heian Shodan and have moved through Nidan, Sandan, and now we're on Yondan. So I'm just going to, for those of you who haven't been following the videos, basically go through the kata and talk about some common errors that I see as I am grading this kata, and also sometimes pointing out stylistic differences that, depending on whether you're with a SKIF or JKA or some other branch of Shotokan, may see some differences. So let's just get started. So right off the bat, one of the first corrections I make on Heian Yondan has to do with the speed of movement at the beginning. So the beginning movement is you step out into kokutsu, which causes the hands to drop to your right side, and then there's a slow movement into basically a haiwanuke with open hands. So a lot of times the reason that this is confusing for people, they tend to go too fast, is because it looks very similar to the beginning of Heian Nidan, which is a quick movement. But for Heian Yondan, we're going to move slowly. So we step out, nice and slow. Then there's a quick movement as we shift sides, then nice and slow. We move into our Juji-uke block, Morote-uke. And then the next part I correct quite a bit. So this, we're going to go into a yoko kick that ends in an impiuchi. And when we're doing this, we want the hand movement and the leg movement to coordinate. So we move in together, then out together. The hand is going to stay out. You're going to stand on the ball of your foot and use that to pivot into a strong, slightly moving upward impiuchi. Now what I often see, rather than this controlled movement, is a fall into the impiuchi. And the reason we don't want to do that is because we don't want to be out of control of our body even for a split second. The strength and the power of the movement is lessened, and the landing is just not as smooth. So rather than falling into it again, we're going to, from Morote-uke, stack our hands here as the foot comes in, all the way out, all the way in, ball of the foot, pivot into the impiuchi. And then, of course, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Together, arm and leg up together, out. Okay, then from here, we're going to want to have a nice extended shuto uchi. So shuto uchi is knife hand strike versus shuto uke being knife hand block. So when we execute shuto uchi, it should be at our temple level, and it should be nice and extended. What I often see is kind of a chop movement and very much tucked in. So unless you're fighting someone quite a bit shorter than you and right in front of you, that's not going to be a very effective movement. So we extend and at our temple level. Because remember, kata is always a fight with an invisible opponent or opponents, and so we will execute accordingly. So again, shuto. Then from here, we're going to do a maigeri kick. Stay balanced. Bring this up. And then that's going to be our jodan uchi-uke, uraken uchi. And we want that to be nice and strong. So to show you at the speed that it should be, and as we go into that, so this is a part, I see the hands do all kinds of things here. So from the shuto uchi, kick, balance. The shuto hand is going to come under the hand that was up at your forehead, over the top, and as the other hand pulls back. And your stance should move from high to low as you go into kosadachi. So one more time, because I find that that's one of the most challenging parts of this kata. From shuto uche, kick, balance, hai! And then from there, we're going to go into our turn portion. Now some people, they just turn and go into it. That's fine. I'm going to show you a little bit of an advanced way to do it. The hand should actually, if you want to be a little bit more advanced with it, go ahead and cross your hands as you're here and be opening up as you go into kokutsudachi. So I'm going to do it from this way so you can see me. So my hands are already crossing, and I've already placed my feet in proper kokutsudachi, facing the 45 degrees to the corner. From here, you're going to do a kick. What you want to aim for is that the kick and the punch land simultaneously. Then we follow it up with the second punch. Again, going to this side. And then, of course, we go into our sequence of morote uke, morote uke, morote uke. From here, I see different variations of people, how they do the hizageri or the knee strike. If your school does it a particular way, some people go straight through, some people slap. All of those are acceptable ways. So just pointing out that there are variations that happen at that point. But what I want to show you here is a bit of an advanced way to end this kata. So a lot of times people, they do the hizageri, however their school does it. Hai! And then they put their foot down, go into shuto, and then of course, shuto. And what I want to show you is a way that challenges your balance a bit more, but it adds, I believe it adds strength to the shuto position. So rather than coming through, landing, then turning into shuto, you want to do your hizageri, come back on the leg, and then push that down. And then of course, your final shuto, come back, and in the nice bow. So those are some of the common corrections on Heian Yondan in particular. The speed with which we start, and that was actually even a little bit too fast. Nice and slow. Quick. Nice and slow. The empi uchi, making sure that you're maintaining control, pivoting into that rather than falling into it. Making sure your shuto uchi is extended, keeping your balance here and the hand placement properly. Crossing and beginning your turn here. Landing your punch and kick at the same time. And then finally, the advanced way to move from hizageri to shuto uke. So those are just some common corrections and some advancements in how you can do things with Heian Yondan. Always, if you have questions or comments, make sure you leave them below. Or message me at GMAU if you are a part of our membership. If you're not, check it out. We have free trial memberships in all of our classes, and you may like it. So, oops.